Hey everyone, Hank with Outer Rim Travels here, coming to you from the absolutely beautiful Disney Magic. This is going to be our second tour of the ship here on the channel. Better camera this time for you guys. We're going to explore all the public spaces, the dining rooms, that kind of thing. So let's start right here on deck 3, the heart of the ship, in the grand atrium, and we'll end up in the top decks. You can see some of the, splash zone areas in the pool, that kind of thing. All right, let's head on out. Come on.
As you walk on board the ship, to your right, you're going to come across the Port Adventures desk, where you would book shore excursions. Then again, you should be booking these when your onboard activities window opens in the app. Off on the left, you've got Lumiere's, the first of the main dining restaurants. But first, we're going to come across Mickey Mouse, the original atrium character aboard any Disney Cruise Line cruise ship. So we keep walking. Over here on the right, you're going to see guest services. And of course, this is where you would come if you have any questions about your stateroom or your bill, that kind of thing. Let's head over this way so we can take a peek at Lumiere's. That's right, the restaurant is Beauty and the Beast themed and named after everyone's favorite candelabra. Having just dined here, I can tell you it is one of my favorite of all the Disney Cruise Line fleet. There are our friends from Beauty and the Beast. It's just so elegant, and the French food is divine. If you haven't had a chance to check out my vlog yet, I'm going to link it in the description below, where you'll be able to check out Gaston's escargot and so much more. Moving right along, we're going to check out one of the newest spaces aboard the Disney Magic, which is Soul Cat Lounge. This used to be the original Promenade Lounge, but it was reimagined, and now it's got that New York jazz club feel from the movie Soul. Personally, I really like that this space has its own little vibe and character. You're going to see all kinds of subtle nods to Soul. Everything from Joe's fedora to the piano he plays. And then you've got the instruments up on the wall and artwork that Pixar created for the record labels and concert posters, that kind of thing. Super, super nice. Okay, let's head further aft, and we're going to the second main dining restaurant, Rapunzel's Royal Table. And so the idea of this is that you're invited to Corona to celebrate Rapunzel's birthday and the anniversary of her return home. So this is dinner and a show. So you do get a whole presentation from Tangled with the music and characters. It can get a bit loud in there, but it's all part of the fun. It's a really, really lively dining space. It really is all about the music in that show. And by the way, Rapunzel's Royal Table is only offered aboard the Disney Magic, unique to this ship. You see what a great job Imagineers did with this space. Look at all the lanterns up on the ceiling. You really do feel like you're inside the movie Tangled. By the way, the food is not too shabby either. The pretzel bread is amazing. Now, from the back of the ship, we're going to go all the way forward to After Hours, which really, after nightfall, becomes exclusively for adults. And you've got several little bars and nightclubs in here. So Fathoms is the big club. Keys is a little piano bar, and Gills is your Irish pub. Let's take a look at Fathoms. During the day, they'll host bingo here and sometimes character meet and greets, things like that. And at night, you're going to find karaoke, different types of game shows, things with a little more of an adult edge, really. Okay, let's head over to Keys, which is the piano bar. The atmosphere here is very retro. It's supposed to evoke like the golden age of Hollywood. To me, it feels like a classic ocean liner, like from the golden age of cruising. And yes, of course, they play the classics here, but more often than not, they play incredible Disney music, just piano and vocals. Super, super nice. And finally, let's head over to Gills Pub. They actually have one of these aboard the Disney Fantasy as well. Gills is kind of like a sports bar. So they've got board games, backgammon, you can watch sporting events on the TVs. It's much more casual type of venue. They also host trivia here. I bombed at the Disney Cruise Line trivia, and I thought I was going to do really good at it. Not so much. Naturally, you can grab a pint here, but they've also got the Gills private label Irish cream, which is pretty cool. Of course, you can have, Irish coffee and things like that as well. It really does have a cool vibe, and it's definitely one of my favorites of the entire fleet. In the forward part of the ship, one deck above, on deck 4, you've got the Walt Disney Theater, which is featured on every ship in the fleet. Couldn't get in there to film, but that's where you're going to see your Broadway caliber shows. Over here, you've got the stores. On the left is Whitecaps, which is for adults, and Mickey's Main Sale on the right, where you've got more kids-oriented merch. Check those out in my vlog, which again, I'm going to link in the description below. Let's keep walking aft, and now we're approaching the midship elevators right here on deck 4. Off on the right, you're going to see the little DVC desk right here. And there's a quick peek at the atrium from this deck. Here we're entering the art gallery. See the art there up on the wall on the left? And right here is D-Lounge, another entertainment space. Let's take a quick spin through here. I've also met characters here. Last year we met Mirabelle and Bruno from Encanto on that stage. A little further down, you're going to come across the Shutter's Portrait Studio. This is an intimate photo session with a photographer, so it is an additional charge. But you do have the option to have a portrait taken while on your cruise. Here you've got the Shutter's Photography Shop right here. That's where you'd purchase if you haven't already purchased it in the app. And you can select and view your pictures at these little kiosks. It really is worth picking up the package because each photo now is going for about $20, so that adds up quickly. Here we are at the final main dining restaurant, Animator's Palate. Aboard the magic and the wonder, Animator's Palate is black and white, and throughout the evening you get splashes of color up on the screen. The images start in black and white and then become full color. It's interesting that aboard the Dream and Fantasy, the restaurant is actually full color, the complete opposite of this one. And they do have sketches and maquettes and light boxes and paintbrushes and things aboard those ships. So it's a different vibe and a different show. I've got to say, I really, really enjoy this show in Animator's Palate aboard the Disney Magic. It's called Drawn to Magic, and when Sorcerer Mickey comes out at the end, it's just everything. I love it. We're still in the aft of the ship, but we're now on deck 5. And as you walk over this way, the first thing you're going to come across is the Buena Vista Theater, which is a small movie theater on board. The cool thing is, you can watch first-run movies at sea as they debut in theaters. For example, Inside Out 2 is already playing aboard the cruise ships. You'll find the Buena Vista Theater aboard the Magic, Wonder, Dream, and Fantasy. The Disney Wish, for example, has 2 smaller movie theaters themed to Peter Pan and Alice in Wonderland. A little further down from the theater, you've got the It's a Small World Nursery. Who will care for the tiniest cruisers between 6 months and 3 years old? It is an additional charge, and you've got to book it early because space is extremely limited. Here we are at the Oceaneer Club, which is available on board every Disney Cruise Line ship. They're just a little different and the venues vary. So on the Disney Magic, we do have Andy's room, which comes complete with a supersized Slinky Dog slide. See it right there? Man, to be a kid, right? In the Disney Junior area, you're going to have Disney Junior pals that come to interact with the kids. So some really fun character meet and greets in this space. Of course, there's all kinds of games and things too. Over in Marvel Superhero Academy, you can apply to work for S.H.I.E.L.D. and become a top secret agent. Hey, there's Thor's hammer. Kids can expect to see our favorite Asgardian in this space. There's also games they play on that screen, and there's a full-on Iron Man suit. How cool is that? Captain America's shield. And the final space is Pixie Hollow, where kids will get a chance to play dress up. They work on individual craft projects. They've got little computers there for them to use. They tell stories. Really, really cute little space. And these are the restrooms. Isn't that awesome? I'm telling you, if I were between 3 and 10 years old, I would not want to leave the Oceaneer Club. That said, there's also the Oceaneer Lab. Here, kids are going to kind of unleash their creativity, where it's much more of a hands-on thing. They're going to create things, bake cookies, things like that, and the little spaces vary from ship to ship. So for example, on the Disney Magic, you're gonna find the Animator studio over on this side, where they'll have a chance to draw and learn to sketch Disney pals. The craft studio is more about unplugging and kind of, going hands-on and creating arts and crafts in this space. Then you've got the Captain's Workshop, where you can watch Disney movies, play video games, and there's all kinds of different activities that they can do in this space. Off on this side is where they teach you to bake the cookies. And during open house, parents can join in as well. Here are the restrooms for the Oceaneer Lab. Deck 5 does also have staterooms in the forward and aft part of the ship. But next up, we're going to go up to Deck 9, which is the main pool and recreation deck. In the very front of the ship, you've got the Senses fitness area and the spa. I don't usually film in there, but we're going to start at Quiet Cove. That's the adult pool, and this is Quiet Cove Cafe, where you can come for a nice cappuccino. This is the main family pool with the stage directly across from that and the giant funnel vision screen. Up there, you can see the AquaDunk. That's where the floor drops out from under you and you plummet over the side of the ship. No thank you. As we head aft, you're gonna come across Pinocchio's Pizzeria, and the Magic still has the best pizza of the entire fleet. This splash zone also varies from ship to ship, but aboard the Disney Magic, you've got Huey, Dewey, and Louie causing a little mischief, and you've got shower heads and jets and geysers, leaky pipes and things. It's a really, really fun area for the little ones. Then the toddlers, 3 years of age and under, have their own little splash zone. Isn't that cute? Daisy's Delights is for the more health conscious. You can pick up salads and wraps and sandwiches and things there. Cabanas is always really tough to film, but reminder that soft drinks are included aboard Disney Cruise Line. Those soda packages do add up, trust me. There are just so many food options in the buffet aboard Disney Cruise Line ships. It's just amazing, really. And speaking of food, we're going to wrap up this tour at my favorite, the adult-exclusive Italian restaurant, Palo. Personally, I love both the brunch and dinner at Palo, but reservations are very, very hard to come by. Don't give up though, because if you see it's sold out, keep checking that app, and folks drop reservations all the time as you get closer to your sailing date. Be aware that you do have to dress to impress, so there is a dress code at Palo. And at the time of this recording, it will run you $50 per person plus the gratuities to dine at Palo. But I can tell you with absolute confidence, it is so worth it. As soon as you're done with this video, go check out my recent vlog aboard Disney Magic, and you'll see what we had for dinner at Palo.
And that does it for another awesome tour of this gorgeous ship. Yes, she's a classic, an oldie but a goodie, and I'd say probably still my favorite of the entire fleet. I have an emotional attachment. She was the first, my first Disney cruise ship. Never get over your first, right? Anyway, please keep me in mind if you're thinking of sailing aboard Disney. This was our 9th, going on number 10, so we'll be platinum on the next one. And, I've got all the tips and tricks for you to guide you and make the process as, seamless and as smooth as possible. Feel free to reach out via my website, outerrimtravels.com. You can call, send me an email. I am here for you guys. I would love to book you the rest of the summer or even on the Treasure next year. She's going to be a gorgeous ship as well. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you on the next one. Have an out of this world day, guys. Take care.